Hi, my name's Malia Monroe. I am 21 years old and I'm a Beachbody coach. I'm making this video because I want to pour my heart out, to tell the truth, to be honest, and to express and show exactly who I am and what I've been through. That way we can connect on every level. Starting with 10 years old, that's when my depression started. I was homeschooled. I just felt really lonely. I didn't really understand what was going on out in the world because I wasn't out there. I was very a homebody and kept at home with my sisters, and they were my only friends. I couldn't understand why I didn't have friends, why people didn't want to be my friend, and why I was homeschooled and had to be away from everybody and all the fun that I thought people were having. And I was just depressed about it. When I was 13 years old, I was put into public school. I went to my registration, and they told me that I was so, thinking of the right word for it, I was so socially awkward that that they suggested I be held back, and my parents agreed. They said I wouldn't survive going into freshman year after 1 year. So I was supposed to go in the 8th grade, went into 7th grade. Now, looking back, I'm glad that happened because I wasn't ready for it. All 7th grade, I was the weird, fat, new girl, and I was bullied for it. Never really physical, but very verbally. They made sure that they knew that I didn't fit in, that I wasn't cool, and that I was weird. I wore a lot of skirts in my religion, and that just wasn't acceptable, and that was just strange. 8th grade came around, and I was done with the bullying, and I was done facing it, letting it happen to me, and I fought back. But on a negative side, I became the bully because I was so tired of being weird. I just wanted to be cool, and I wanted accepted so bad that I resulted to an absolutely disgusting behavior of bullying others. Did that all 8th grade as I was cool. Freshman year came around, and I realized that that wasn't cool. Started losing my friends because that's just what happens in high school. And I realized that they weren't my friends and that I wasn't cool for what I was doing and it wasn't okay. And I started having a voice against bullying. And I stood up for those who were bullied, and I stood up to those who bullied. And I made sure that it wasn't happening around me. Although in freshman year, that huge, great change came into my life. Also, still not exactly being the cool person that I wanted to be, and feeling still very fat and make people, calling me chubby. And I was never fat, but I was chubby, and people wanted to make sure that I knew that. So, as much as that hurt me and it got to me, I resulted to anorexia, an extremer version of anorexia, which is no food at all, absolute liquid diet. And I lost an immense amount of weight in a very short amount of time, but I also lost my energy and I lost myself. In that time, my depression, of course, increased a ton because my energy was decreasing, and I was just feeling so hard on myself and down on myself. And with anorexia, if you know anything about it or have suffered from it, you know that it doesn't matter how small you get, you're always going to feel fat. So it wasn't happening. My family began to catch on and pretty much told me, you eat or you go to treatment. I was terrified of treatment because treatment was going to make me fat. So I started to eat. When I started to eat, I had so much guilt that I resulted to bulimia because I thought that was going to be sneaky. Bulimia didn't work for me. Didn't matter how many times I tried or different ways I tried, I couldn't make myself throw up. And as I was sitting there trying to do so and feeling absolute guilt and feeling shame and feeling depression, I just broke down. I can't tell you how long I was in that bathroom for, crying my eyes out, but I knew I needed help. It wasn't any more people telling me I needed help and people shoving what I had to do down my throat, but me actually realizing that I have hit rock bottom right here and I'm destroying my body. I didn't go to treatment. I connected, though, with people who had been to and had survived it, and they really helped me. And I think sticking together and my willpower to want to get better, I succeeded. As I started gaining my weight back, of course, the depression increased a whole ton, and I wanted to go back to anorexia, and I wanted to just give up and I was just done. That's when I came across fitness article, and I started Googling fitness like no tomorrow. I was on there for hours Googling what to eat, what exercise to do, exactly what to do, and it became this extreme thing for me, and I really knuckled down. I just quit all fast food right then and there. I quit soda. I quit sugar. At 12 years old, I was a sugar addict. I'm talking 6 spoonfuls of sugar in my milk, waking up shaking and eating sugar to go back to bed. Kind of addicted. So getting rid of sugar was really positive for me at that point. I needed to do that. So once I started cutting all that stuff out after school, every day I was working out. There was no time for friends. There was no time for boys. There was no time for anything. It was kind of a me thing, and at the moment I thought that it was me getting healthier, but it was really me just getting addicted to something else, and that was fitness. And it still wasn't for my health. It was for my looks, and that is an unhealthy way to look at fitness. As time went by, and I did that probably all the way through my to my senior year. Within that time, I had lost my best friend and my grandma and my great grandpa all in the same month, and that just my depression got worse and worse, and I resulted to cutting. Cutting really hurt my boyfriend. I'm with him still today, and I knew that it hurt him, that I was hurting myself, but I couldn't stop. So I've been through a lot of addictions and a lot of different things that people just experience, one or the other, and I feel like I experienced it all. There's so much more I could experience, and you're watching this thinking of your own experiences that are different than mine or maybe the same. And it was hard for me, and when I would hit that rock bottom, my cutting made me feel better. And finally I was so done with it, and mostly because like in the moment the pain's great, but later you're hurting because you just cut yourself. So I was tired of it. I told my parents what I was doing, and just talking to them, opening up to them, and just being real helped me. Just I'm done with it. So I quit cutting, and I am now clean for years of cutting. I can't say that there aren't moments that I think about it, but it doesn't happen because I've gotten control over it, and I am victorious over it, and it feels amazing. Um, Trying to catch where I'm at right now. So just throughout my whole life, I've had different events, and I've hid them, and I've tried to keep them away from the world from fear of them judging me. It's people have judged me my whole life. That's what brought me to each step and thing that I did. So when I finally came out with my anorexia, and I came out with what I had gone through after I had already been victorious over it, I realized how many people were also going through that. And I was able to help and talk to people who were also suffering from those addictions and from those mental illnesses and from those problems, that I realized me being honest with people was actually what needed to be done. That my struggles can help somebody else get through theirs too. So this video is me just being real with you. I've been through a lot of stuff. I've gone through hell and back, and you're thinking of your own examples of hell and back, and I know that you've been through some terrible times and that you've seen terrible things, and I want to be there for you. And it doesn't just have to be as a Beachbody coach, but it can be as a friend, because I have room always for new friends, no matter what. And I'm always there to listen and to give my best advice that I can give. And you know what? If you don't want advice, you don't get advice. I will just be an open ear to just listen to what you need to say and what you need to vent about. So this video was to just be real, just to be honest, but to also encourage that you be real and honest with your demons and with your problems. Because you know what? After you become victorious, or if you are victorious over it, you can help other people now. You can be that helping hand. But if you need that helping hand, I am reaching mine out to you right now. I appreciate you guys all for watching this. I hope you got to get to know me a little bit more. My story could go on and on. I struggled also from homelessness and hopping around there. struggled, with the death of my best friend, and the cutting and the anorexia and the bulimia, and the addiction to sugar and all of it. And I just appreciate you guys stopping and listening to this. It means the world to me, and I'm ready to listen to you. So add me on Facebook. I'm hoping to have the link below. And let's talk, let's connect, and thank you so much for watching. God bless.